Hey YouTube, it's me, That Ray. This video is very important, so listen up. This is going to be entitled Black Devils Need to Stay Away. Now, the reason why this is really important for everyone to actually see and understand and overstand is because, there are black devils. When you end up having conversations with yourselves or whatnot, you constantly keep saying white men or white women are the devils and stuff like that. Not realizing with your first eye, not your second and third, but your first eye, that there are black devils among us, and that's all they're here to do, is make your life very uncomfortable and bring out nothing but destruction and negativity. That's one. Number two, how can you spot them out? You can spot out negative black devils by the way, they talk. They're nothing but negative answers, negative thoughts, negative patterns that they do. Let's say that you will come somewhere and you look very nice and whatnot, in your own zone. Okay, no problem. But somebody in the background will say, yeah, she may look nice, but her shoes don't match, or his fade is all out and whatnot. Something, not allowing this person to have the little compliment and being happy, not having their little time of being good and feeling good about themselves. You're just gonna rub it in. That's how you can especially spot them out. And you can also deal with it. Now, they also, being nice to your face and whatnot, but like you say, and like I say, you cannot ever know a real person until you start to live with them. And if you don't learn your lessons, these things keep happening to you over and over again until you finally decide, okay, well, lesson learned, I'm not doing that. You see this sign. And you'll have people that be nice into your face, but they start slandering you in the back, talking negative about you. Okay? Now, there was one incident that I was actually a part of. This is me. I'm doing my own thing. I'm enjoying myself, and I'm, showing affection to my child. So I decided to dance with her. But you got somebody who always have a negative, comment, and then they say something. Well, that word got back to me. And I say this. Do not focus on them. Don't even allow not one negative comment or, one type of negative thought pattern, knock you off your center. Because negative people, pretty much all they want to do is bring you down. When you start living your life, when you want to call it righteous or on a straight path or straight edge, I'm not seeing Punk because it's not WWE, it's just me. Not the Mafia Nation, but just me. I think this way. If you're doing the right thing at all times, you're applying right, you're doing right, and everything that you actually are involved in, even in your own everyday life in your home, everything starts being positive, you feel good about yourself, it's starting to work out for you, okay? No matter what, you'll always have somebody who always don't like that. You gotta say something to bring you down. When you actually are doing right, you have nothing but demons and devils coming to you and try to pull you back into the sleep mode. So, pretty much you just have to be on your guard. Continue doing you. Keep pushing. Do not care what anyone says. Okay? Now, there are a few people that I know I grew up with, and there's some people that I can't even stand. What's the point of you giving your energy? Also with men, okay? There was someone that I know just recently just pretty much got his locks cut off. He was starting to grow his locks. It wasn't like long like mine or whatnot, but he was starting it. Another brother came up to him, started harassing him and stuff like that, and forced this guy to all because you gotta look a certain way, you gotta be a certain way, but he don't feel comfortable. He missed his own true self. You don't let anyone tell you and try to get you to convert into a nun, to convert you into being quiet or whatnot, change your physical appearance, change your attitude. None of that. Because the thing is, if they took the time out to do what they're supposed to be doing, they will not catch that much hell in their own personal life. Okay? And they want to go ahead and spread it out with somebody. That's that's converting into a devil, but there are those that just are naturally like that. And no matter what you do, you cannot reform them. You can't change them. It's who they are. Know the signs. Stay away from them. Ignore them. because the more they keep, getting and feeding off your energy because you keep paying attention to them, the more that you attract. And pretty much you end up being just like that, being converted into, an agreeable person to a disagreeable person. You don't want that. Alright? However, I want to get you another perspective on this. Another sister, that wouldn't mind saying a few words. Her name is Amun, and she's my older sister. So I am pretty much going to be, going back and forth. And I want you all to actually have seen two different sections. One from a younger version from myself, one from an older version. But we're still on the same path. Okay, so I'm going to take this camera and you get to see who this lady is and hear what she has to say. No, I take it back. Listen to what she has to say. Don't hear. Because if you listen, then you'll know the difference. Go ahead.
Greetings. I like to be called Hiyya Nazdartat on this film.
Who?
Hiyya.
Hiyya.
Nazdartat.
Hiyya Nazdartat.
It's the creative force of will, of power, and a feminine tone. And Nazdartat is Djedtwy.
You'll get that because I'm going to type it out on YouTube.
This was called Black Devils Stay Away. Because a lot of times you could be on an upward climb towards doing what's right. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about others. And then someone will come along due to their jealousy or their envy, and they don't have a handle on it, and say things or do things to take you down from that. We have to not allow that to happen. We have to not let our emotions get controlled like that. Because when you do that, you're no good to yourself or anybody else. You can't think straight. You can't think clearly. You're impulsive. You're overreactive. And it's just not a good thing. So, basically the message that I have to bring forth is black devils, no, you're not supposed to walk up to them and point at them and say, you're a black devil.
I like to go walk up to them and smack them, but we can't do that either.
According to the master teacher, Malachi, New York, L. Khan, you don't do that. You avoid them. Okay? So that's how I handle it. And anybody could be a black devil. It could be you. It could be me. It could be your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your child, your sister, your brother, your best friend. It comes in all different forms. So that's why we have to focus on the positive. And we have to focus on becoming the best person that we can be. Being an example is very important. Why? Because people try to find you as a bad example. Okay, so if we're taught what a black devil is, then first you look at yourself to see if you exemplify these attributes that the sister was just saying earlier. And then if you see those attributes in you, convert yourself. Change. You can do that. You can change your energy. You can change your polarity. So again, this is the first video I'm sharing with the sister Hiyya.
Good.
I just want to say, stop letting black devils make you a black devil.
Turning. Hey people. What she meant to say to us, that was actually another name that I used to go by, but I changed it to make it best segment my aunt ready because I was getting real mad and angry. So I was like, you know what, let me just tell the truth. So, but just to go on with what the sister had said to you, for instance, I want to give you an example. You end up having someone that just has to be with somebody. I have to be with someone. I cannot be alone. And you don't know and don't realize that that person can be a black devil because everybody and anybody goes before the child, the children, which is a no-no in the book. You don't put no one in front of the children. Yeah, I know that, and this is what, okay, well that may be one thing. And what about other things that you have to do? Well, your job comes before your children. Okay, now I gotta look, handsome. I gotta get, look GQ and get myself together, but yet your son looking like a ragamuffin.
Mm.
What kind of nonsense is that? Oh, he be alright? No. That's showing you how ignorant you are, and you're not realizing that that's like a black devil in the making.
Mm.
Because you don't realize, the detriment that you actually are putting on to your children. I'm not saying you're not supposed to be taking care of yourselves. I'm not saying that. Okay? But take care of yourself after you take care of your children. That's number one. Number two, you're gonna have people coming in and out of your life. Okay? Just pretty much that's it. It's just like a tree. You got leaves on the tree, and people just pretty much just stay away from you. That's it. That's all they're gonna try to do is take away from you.
Mm.
They give you shade, they'll give you advice now and then. Those are seasonals. Okay? The only thing is that you can't do that. You're mixing in your expectations for people who are only there to actually show you who they really are. And then you leave them alone. Then you got those branches. Those branches is pretty much, you think that, okay, well, she was starting to be good towards me, or he was starting to be good towards me. That was my brother. I can, rely on him or stuff like that. Yeah. After a while, like 2 years, third year comes around, someone brand new comes in, starts occupying their time, and then they start leaving you to the side like, I don't want to be around with you no more. Those are flaky people, because when you go out onto that branch is not sturdy enough, and they leave you high and dry because they just broke, and you just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find people of the roots of a tree, because no matter what happens on top, those roots are always going to be there to hold you and keep you centered. Like this sister here, pretty much a lot of people have burnt her, and they were all black devils. Yeah, I do need some help, sister, and help me out with it. Okay, fine. She helped until she started seeing the real true character coming out, which is the black demon. Yelling at the children, not taking care of yourself, always putting the man first, and then vice versa. The man's always putting the woman first, not taking care of his children, not taking care of responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
With being responsible, not just financially responsible, but overall responsible, pretty much. And I will have to agree, some men are more spiritual than women now, not into the year of 2012. No, I'm talking about right now, as far as these 6,000 years is concerned. Why? Because our position has been taken away from us. It's been shifted. We're on someone else's dimension. We're on someone else's time. So quite frankly, we ended up forced to take in someone else's, energy and religion and thoughts, and they're not ours. And then now you wonder why, are you a black devil? Are you negative all the time with certain people? And you got people that just do not care. And then when something really happens to them, or they're on their deathbed, or even if they die, quite frankly, they're supposed to transform from a physical being into a spiritual being, but they can't not do it anymore, because everything that you do here in the physical realm, you already done it in the spiritual realm. When you're trying to transform into your spirit self, unfortunately, you got a disembodied being, someone's completely negative, wants to feel again, wants to feel the couch and the walls, and touch everything, wants to see it again, only to know that they're going to have it for 9 months, and then they're going to leave that soul, and your soul disappears like it never was. Do you really want to open up like different cans of worms? Do you really want to go through that drama? Do you want to continue coming back to this lifetime and repeating the same mistakes? Some people say, well, he got an old soul. She got an old soul. Do you ever think that maybe that old soul hasn't learned their lessons the first time around, or the second time around, or the third time around, and they gotta come back in a different form until they get it right? You ever thought about that? Do it right. Okay? Keep negative people away from you. Even if it means that you have to cut off people in your family. And I know it's hard. Some people are just attached to their family. Here's the thing with me, and I'm going to let you on a little personal history about myself. Okay? I recently have found out that, quite frankly, a relative of mine, an aunt, sticked up for me when pretty much, a parent didn't want me to be around my aunt. Whatever the problem it was, quite frankly, it was going through, they ended up spending that on me. And I ended up suffering. I didn't see this aunt from the age of 6. I didn't see her or none of my cousins. It was just, I was cut off everywhere. I was told the older 2 siblings have a father, they got family. The last 2 siblings have a father, they got family. I'm the only one that don't have no family. But a certain particular, parents. And if this particular parent is treating me bad, as time goes by, and many times you try to make amends, or you try to be good and try to, do whatever you can to have this love coming from a parent from, to a child and vice versa, and they keep blocking it, sooner or later, you're going to say, F it. I don't want to be around with you no more. And I stopped talking to this particular parent of mine for almost 3 years, and they couldn't take it. And I ran into them in the supermarket. It's crazy. All because somebody wanted to take up for me and say, you know what, I love you. I'll show you the right way. When someone is preventing you from doing right, that's the person that you don't never ever want to be around. Period.
Right.
Okay? You stay with people that keep you on the right path. If you're doing right, you're not smoking, you're not drinking, you're not cheating on your spouse, you're not abusing your children, you're not neglecting them. There's always somebody, always a distraction, always something. You got to make sure that you're still focused on that goal that you're doing. Because guess what? I'm not ever going to deny Malachi Djedtwy. Munzal, Nazdar, Amun, Nabab, Djedtwy. I am not ever going to deny him. Because everything that he has laid in front of me, not in my adult life, but I didn't realize that he was doing that in my childhood life. How was it I'm in the 6th grade and I had to learn passages? Not only to find out later in my adult life that those passages I had to learn as a child came from Dr. York. It was crazy. I'm reading the book itself, and I'm like, wow. Now I know where this came from. It came from Pop. But it went from Pop, and it was like it's finding its way through a teacher, and a teacher actually gave a damn about us. And his last name, I'm going to call him Mr. Riddick, but Mr. Riddick actually has 6 biological children, but actually he has like over 80. He got over 80 because we still remember him. I'm like, people from the 70s has been contacting this guy. We still miss him because he was that father figure, no nonsense, and at the same time he gave us tough love. Tough, and then he also gave us the love part. And he's, pretty much he was a father to the people that we didn't have fathers. And then not knowing that, Wunda Wappa was actually going from, Pop right into my teacher to come to me. Now, I don't know what's going on between, ages of me going from elementary to junior high and then high school, but it starts clicking a lot harder at the time of going into college and becoming, my own adult. That's what happens. When you end up having somebody who gives you great advice, you may not understand it now. You may not understand why this person is a black devil right now. But once it starts to click into your mind and you see who they are and what they truly are naturally, you know exactly how to keep them away, push them away. And you keep practicing until it becomes second nature to you. Do those things. And I'm not going to deny Pop because everything that I am still learning now, but everything I have learned before, up to this point, and I had tested it out, came up with the same exact result. And I have sisters like, this one here who's just pretty much have experience with, Parmesan, Dr. York, and nothing but positive things came out of it. Why would you want to go and waste your time with somebody else? You don't need to do that. I always encourage you, and I'll encourage you all, to go to Ustream.tv. In the search box, you're going to type in PAA with a space, TARAQ. Patara. That means the way. Okay? Just listen to the words. Okay? Because sometimes you be like, What? I didn't even know that. That is what we call a DNA explosion. Listen, practice. Stay away from negative people. Okay? You have agreeables and disagreeables. Disagreeables are not all negative. They just disagree on the same topic. That's it. But you have the good, and then you have the the black devils. Those are the ones you want to stay away from. I encourage you all to get into Ustream.tv, type in Patadak, and listen to Patadak the way, which is basically Wunawaku. It is the way. In order for you to save your soul, you must put forth the practices and the works for you to get a better result. Okay?
And that being said, that's the title of this video. Black devils have to stay away.
Absolutely.
Thank you for tuning in.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Here's the puzzle.